Good afternoon and good day to all you fine senators of Rome out there. We are back today with another episode, the 14th episode of Warlord Britannia. Last time, we were successful in able to get our legion back up to full strength. Today, we will try to push the barbarians back and finally get a hold of this crazy uprising that has given us such a pain for so long. There is currently a barbarian horde descending upon the camp as we speak. All right, men. I know it's been a rough few days, but we cannot waver now. We must hold the barbarians here and prevent this final raid, and hopefully we will be able to start pushing them back towards their lands and take back. Here we go, men. Prepare yourselves. Here they come. Hold! Hold! Charge! Oh, you wanna come at me? Welcome, everybody. Marissa, welcome. Thomas, welcome. Thanks for joining us. They were no match for Roman strength. Back to your formations. There seems to be a few barbarians left, thinking they can stand up to us. Victory. The enemy attack has been foiled. God, look at the bloodbath at the gates here. This defense, you can see, is actually working quite well. Alright, we are going to disband the troops to make sure they get their health back. And we only lost 3 men. 3 men up against that raid. We will recruit those 3 men. We are back up to our full legion standing. Welcome, Hymno. It was a short fight. Exactly. Benz, I am trying to get the YouTube. I have been a little busy this week with some things going on, but I will try to get the tutorial for this game out to the editor this week. So hopefully, we're planning to release a Free Game Friday, starting our new series, Free Game Fridays, where we, each week, are going to show you a new cool game that you can download for free and play with your friends, for all those broke boys out there like us. As for the tutorial, I'm going to be honest, it's probably going to be at least a week before we see that, because I don't want to just do a live stream for the tutorial. I want to make a nice, polished, edited video, so we're going to take our time with that and make sure it's nice. Alright, we have full strength again. Our men are back up to their health and ammo and pila, so we will go ahead and we are going to get these men. Alright. Alright. Now, I don't see another raid incoming, although Dunsai is still pretty upset at us. There is a noble gathering just outside our gates, so we're going to push northeast, and we're going to try to take it. Men, form up on me. I'm sorry, we don't have time or the resources. If you've noticed, I'm not upgrading all the men's armor like I had been previously. And the reason for that is because we're still, even though we've rebuilt our legion, which means our upkeep is now going up, we have not gotten our taxes yet. We have no tax income, so we have to be very mindful of the silver that we have. we are going to go ahead and keep pushing northeast towards this noble gathering here outside of Lockenleash. Hey, Cooper! Thanks for joining us. I'm glad you finally caught up. Oh, thank you, Amena Benz. I'm trying to keep it going here. We're going to definitely... As long as you guys keep watching, we're going to keep making stuff. Oh, awesome. Chris Davis, thanks. You're caught up, too. Look at that. We have noble gatherings, both outside of Drummond Yard and outside of Lockenleash. We're going to try to take out both. And hopefully, these two will help calm down Dunsai just a little bit. You can see our global unrest is much better than it was. We should stop seeing raids from the north. I think Dunsai is the last pissed off region to be sending raids after us, and I think that's because they're the closest to the western ash pile, as we now call it. All right, just across this farm, we should find those nobles to descend upon. So yes, if you take one town, it pisses off the nearby towns as well. Yes, Thomas, you should see we've rebuilt our forces. We've managed to take our camp back from the barbarians that were sent to destroy us. We took it back from them. We rebuilt our legions. We're not fully armored. A lot of our legionaries are still in scale armor. And so we're going to have to be careful, but luckily we at least have numbers. We should see the nobles right over the crest of this hill. Although I don't see any sign of them. They've got to be close, though. They should be this way. All right. We're going to set our men. Battle formation. All right, men. Let's push a little more east so we can keep the high ground above the noble gathering. They should be right through these trees. And I mean right. There they are. Finally. We're going to take our position here on the hill. All right, men. They don't seem to have noticed us yet, although I do see some shields coming up. I think we are going to engage them now. This noble gathering will not survive. Men! Hold! Prepare your pila! Oh. Charge! Slaughter the nobles! Huzzah! Well, that was easy. All right, back to formation. Marching formation. I agree with you, Cooper. I would like to hear when you're marching, you can hear the pounding of the feet and the shields and the, or maybe even when they're in shield mode, you know, the barbarians, we could get some sound effects of like shield bashing and things of that sort. That would be cool. Hey, Ad Plays Gaming has the right idea. If you have not already, please subscribe to see more of the great stuff we're putting out here. All right, now we must push... Wow, my English. Now we must push south, and south fast. We must force march our men south to meet the other noble gathering. We have taken no losses, but we are without Pila, and our men are wavering. I think what we're going to do is we're going to push south. I'm going to try to actually get there before the men and take out a few nobles, Legate Boon style, all solo and the like. Good morning, Sniping Steak. Sorry about that. Run to a nearby encampment. Yeah, I agree, like a retreat feature, like a morale, like if they've lost too many, they retreat back to a town, you know, like the raids, especially the raids. Oh man, what? There's even more nobles. Okay, actually we're gonna push northeast because we're already on the side of this town. So we'll get these nobles first. And Kregabeg is in the red. Drummond Yard is in the green. So I think it's more important that we deal with the unrest in this region over down south. So we're going to keep pushing up. Welcome all my senators. It seems that most of you are now here in session. This is a modern family-friendly channel. It is a mostly family-friendly. You will hear some curse words, and we do talk about some graphic. Honestly, it's not for kids. I would say this is mostly, I'd say 15 and up would be most appropriate. Below 15, maybe not. We do tend to let some language slip here and there. Yeah, PG-16 sounds about right, Cooper. We'll say this is a PG-16 and up channel, just to be safe. And to be honest, I was surprised because I thought that, you know, most of my YouTubers were going to be, most of my YouTube subscribers and viewers would be kids. But surprisingly, most of you guys are between 18 and 45. Which was news to me, and wonderful news. I'm super excited that we have the kind of viewership that we do, and I'm glad you guys are along for the ride. I see the nobles right through those trees there. We are going to tell our men to hold. We are going to tell them to get in formation. And we are going to roll up in here like Rambo, Legate Boon style. Wow, there's some drop on those arrows, eh? Just picking off nobles like an assassin. I am Legolas! Alright. Men, move up. Oh, this noble thinks he can take Legate Boon one-on-one. Charge! Haha, but it isn't one-on-one, is it? It's 192 to 7. Get wrecked. Well, and I think we did a good job of taking out some of those nobles beforehand. You know, we killed a good 5, 6 of them. Did I get any in the bush with this peeler, or the peeler just hit the bush? I think the peeler hit the bush. I think peeler should fly through these bushes. I don't think the hitbox on these bushes should... I don't know. We'll see what you guys think in the chat. Alright, men, back to formation. There we go. We have lowered some unrest. We are now going to push through this way station and see if we still can't grab those nobles. So we are going south, east. Alright, men. March! And we will march ourselves southeast as we watch the heads of these usurping noble lords who think they have the little amounts of power that they do, and we watch their heads roll down in the glorious color of Rome, red. Alright, we'll tell the men to light their torches. It's getting sunset here. Alright, and we're going to take a more southern bearing now. I think getting slaves should get you auxiliary soldiers or not Roman soldiers. I agree, Marissa. I also think that maybe they should do something with the slaves where when you enslave them, you can use them as workers back at your workers back at your camp. Or even guards, things like that, so that you can keep your legion with you and hire guards and workers to just run your camp, and they can't leave the camp, maybe. Alright, we are on our way to meet the other nobles. 3 nobles. 3 noble gatherings, back to back. This is actually exactly what we need right now. It seems that the gods have smiled upon us. I agree, Imena Benz. Part of it is I have the music turned off for streaming. Uh, I do love the music in this game. The score is wonderful, but when I go back and I'm trying to edit these into a more smaller video for other people that just want to kind of see what's going on, it kind of makes the editing hard when there's music playing in the background. You go from one scene to another, and the music just kind of to a different part of the song or a whole different song altogether. So I find it easier to turn the music off, and I can always add in music later. Gladiator fights would be cool, and maybe you can take slaves and some of your gold and host a gladiator fight. And when you host the gladiator fight, you lose some of those slaves, you lose that gold, but it lowers unrest. You know, we would throw chariot races and gladiator fights in order to do that. It seems that the noble gathering has dispersed, unfortunately. That is okay with us for now. For now, I think we are actually in a state... I think the rebellion is slowly starting to come down. And so, I leave it to the Senate. I do play Total War. I leave it to the Senate. We need a vote. What will be the first town or village or hamlet or farm that we take back? What will be the first settlement that we take back for the glory of Rome to quench this barbarian rebellion? My vote is Dunsai because they have the highest unrest. And if we take, let's say, one of these green ones, they're going to turn red, and then these guys are going to get pissed off because they're next door. So I think if we take Dunsai, these greens around, they might turn orange, but at least Dunsai will not be able to send raids so close to our camp. So I'm going to leave it up to the Senate as we march back to camp west and to resupply and get ready for our first siege back, our first offensive move back on the Barbarian uprising. I do like the idea of choosing the Legion, and the dev has already talked about, well, playing as different Legions. I think he wants to go for the more historical side of that this was the Legion going in, but I think that in future, you know, as he moves towards more game mechanics and a larger map, and when he talks about multiplayer, when the day of multiplayer comes, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to see, you know, multiple Legions and, you know, working on the same map, working together or against each other for glory. I think that would be cool to see. All right, we're going to keep heading west, a little bit more north now. Oh, I play Rome 2. I prefer, when I play Rome 2, if any of you have not, you should try the Dividend Impera mod. It is a huge overhaul mod that makes Rome 2 probably my favorite Total War game that exists. So it looks like most of the chat says Dunsai. Arihao, I'm sorry to disappoint you, but there's nothing really west to raid anymore. We done did the west. All right, men, put out your torches. We don't want the nearby town to raise any alarms as we move back towards our camp. I think Dunsai is... You're correct, and I think... Asano, that the Dunsai is the head of the snake, as it were. It is the headquarters, and so far, I mean, if you look, them and the nearby hamlet of Craigbeg are the only people that are still pissed off, and I think that's because of their proximity, and, well, I was not easy on Dunsai when we took it in the first place. So, we will head back to camp. We will re-equip, we will rearm, I will be putting armor on the men, and then we will head out for the siege of Dunsai. I think I'm getting better at pronouncing that team, at that city. It would be cool if you could change your Legion's color. Maybe if you could change like the shield or armors and kind of some more decorative options. I think things like that will come, though, after more game mechanics are implemented. And I think that's one thing where we need to give the dev a little bit of patience. You know, people are talking about character models and people are talking about, you know, revamped textures and things like that. But I think the core of the game and getting the game mechanics down where it plays really nice and that loop is really good is a lot more important, because you can have a really pretty game that plays like shit. I mean, look at Raid Shadow Legends. Or you can have a game that plays amazing but doesn't look too great. I mean, look at how well Minecraft has done. And you can always go back later and update. Like, he can build the entire game and then go back later and just swap out the graphics for the character models, swap out the graphics for the trees, swap out the graphics for the grass. Like, all the textures can be remapped and revitalized at a later date once the core game mechanics have been implemented. And I think that's important that he focuses on that first. I know, I agree. They should add some siege mechanics with big walls and siege towers. I think that's part of the roadmap if you have not seen yet. Yeah, it would be nice to see food mechanics and things like that where maybe you could blockade a town and prevent convoys from getting in to drop off that food, and it would wear down that town's barracks, and so you could like starve them for a bit, and then the battle would be less men to go against. Or even, and then, you know, you could even have on top of that, you know, you're blocking their convoys, blocking their convoys, blocking their convoys, so they send word for a raid. All right, men, at ease, take your rest. We still have full numbers. We're going to let the men rest for a minute. We're going to let them get in here and get more Pila, get more arrows, and then we are going to re-equip and re-armor everybody. While our men get stumbling back in here, I'm going to go ahead. It seems like, oh wow, the chat is live today, and I love it. It does, Cooper. So when you take settlements nearby, and I believe the way it works is that there's a hierarchy, like you have Dunsai here. The reason why they're so pissed off is because I burned down their farm, I burned down their way station, I burned down their hamlet. So I think each major city has a hamlet, a farm, and a way station. As you can see, there's kind of this order where there's a way station and a farm and a hamlet. They're kind of in these clusters. So I think that these are capitals for these other regions, and the reason why Dunsai is so pissed off is because I burned down their linking settlements. That it is, Sniping Snake. It is a great mod, and one of my favorite. Honestly, it makes Total Rome 2 my favorite Total War game, right behind Rome 1, of course. Fun fact, Boon, when he was a small child, saw Rome, the original Rome Total War, on a shelf at a game store. I believe Circuit City, when that was still alive. And I literally wanted that game so bad, but I was playing off of this like crappy high school library computer that just had no specs to run it. Every time I would try to run it, it would crash, and every time I tried to run it, it would crash. And I owned Total War Rome for like 7 years and never had a computer to actually play it. I just sat on this game in my desk for so long. And finally, you know, I got older and I got money, and I was like, you know what, screw this. I'm just going to build a computer. And that's how I switched from Xbox to PC and ended up finally being able, and of course, Rome was the very first game that I downloaded on my PC after I built it. I agree, Shadow. There should be some like personal guard or private guard, things like that. As the men filter in here, I'm going to go ahead and run around and smack some plate on these boys, the ones that I see, because that will make, when we line up, a little bit easier, a little bit less cumbersome if I can run through and just grab a couple of these guys as they're heading back to camp. They like to filter in a line, which makes it decent for me to see. We're just going to mob through the camp here and just do some sprinkle clicking, armor, who wants some armor? We haven't taken the walk through our camp. This is the best camp we've had so far. I like, it's nice and spread out, the men are wandering around, it looks legit. You come up here, and you've got the officer tents at the end there with all the storage. I don't have any guards on duty right now, obviously, but I usually have the guards guarding my tent. All right. I think it is time that we get ready. Oh, wait, scouts report a raiding party from Dunsai. All right, they think... I think you guys are right. Dunsai literally is the head of the snake. We need to deal with that. So we are going to line our men up. We are going to prepare for this raid. And then, oh my god, it has happened. Ladies and gentlemen of the Senate, Legate Boon has run out of silver. Imena Benz, yes, we are actually going to do another episode of Warlord Aftermath, which is our kind of like after show that we are started doing, where last time we toured the museum. I think this time we're going to do some Q&A, some dev talk, what we want to see from the game, and then also we're going to go do a little bit of wiki online and get a little bit of history about the Legion that we are playing as. And I think that'll be fun. So if you guys would like to join with that, don't forget to like and subscribe the video. I see most of you have weak-ass thumbs out there. Either you don't like what we're doing or you have a weak thumb. If you don't have a weak thumb, go right below the video and hit that like button. Make sure you subscribe and join our Discord channel, and you can join the Aftermath where we will all be talking and everybody can join in and hop in the voice, and we will get a bunch of people going. Where the hell is everyone going? Am I losing my mind? Oh, it must have set the thing outside. Yep, there we go. That's why everyone's running outside. Alright, so this battle is right upon us. Let's get our men in position here. Battle formation! Hurry up! There's a raid incoming, men. Hurry, hurry, to your posts! We have no time to dawdle! Hold here! I'm just going to push the men up, right to the entrance. Now, the reason I do that is because as they come in, they're going to try to filter out left and right, so I want men right up against... Uh-oh. Looks like a couple of men got outside, though. The raid is coming. So as they come in, they'll filter left and right, and the 2nd and 3rd century will be able to engage them. And also, with them being close up, they will start trying to push in, and that way the 2nd line can also engage some enemy as well. Men, prepare yourselves! The enemy is near! Pila ready! Here they come. They're waiting. Why are they hesitating? Here they come, Pila! I like to shoot my arrow. There we go. Oh, get them! Show these barbarians what happens when they come to a Roman camp. We throw red parties. Sorry, chat, I can't look at you right now. I'm in the middle of it. I'm surprised you don't get silver or gold from these raiding parties, but I guess it makes sense. They wouldn't be they wouldn't be running up here. All right, men, charge! It seems we have lost. Oh. We lost 6 men in that battle. Good casualty numbers, but we did lose our Centurion of the 1st Legion. Get in formation, men. It is unfortunate. Our Optio, however, did survive, and we have negative 953 silver, so we are not promoting anyone. We have no choice but to sack the city of Dunsai now before we run out of money. Our hand is forced. We are going to disband the men real quick. Recruit the other couple that we can. Grab them all. And now that we are full health and fully equipped, we are taking the men with us to head to Dunsai. The siege begins now. Wow. Bacon, where is Bacon when I need him? I need a chat reader. Channel. Is that better, Pamela? The eggheads, I like that. Well, welcome, Jono. Glad you're finally able to join us. I don't know about naval combat. Naval combat was not a very prevalent thing in the early Roman era. In the later Roman era, a little bit more, but it still was not too much. Boon, you know Sparta Total Warrior? Are you talking about Total War, the Greek one? What is that, Troy? Oh, it's called Sparta Total Warrior. I have not seen that, no. Yeah, imagine Pila. Man, I couldn't imagine Pila flying at me anyways. Those are some scary weapons, I'll tell you what. I wonder what time it is. There's too many clouds. It seems later than it is. I would like to raid them at night. It's for PS2. That would be cool, Shadow. I would like to see that idea. I would like to see is when you recruit, they don't just appear in your camp. When they recruit, they roll up on the beach where you landed, and then they have to walk to the camp. They have to march to the camp, possibly getting ambushed by convoys and things of the sort. That would be cool. Or maybe you could take your legion down to the beach and meet your new recruits that arrive by boat. That would be cool. Welcome, Centurion Fox. Thanks for joining us. Yeah, there should be shield breaks by Pelham. Or at least they should have to drop their shield, as you would. Okay, there is a big convoy coming in to Dunsai. We are going to march south now, men. And we talked about this a little last time, but we're going to try to avoid what happened last time. We're going to move to the south, where we have the ocean and dead cities at our back. And we are going to try to move into Dunsai from the south, so that way we hopefully don't have any convoys hitting us from the rear. We should see this convoy. Yeah, there's the convoy, or maybe that's just the army of Dunsai. Yeah, more formations is going to be the thing that I want to see the most, is more formation control, and also being able to select which centuries go where, and moving officers around and things like that. That would be cool to see as well. So now that we have fixed our legion, it has really cost us money, and money is going to be our big issue. We're going to have to do some convoy raiding, I think, in order to keep up our funds for our soldiers. All right, there is still a convoy there. We're going to tell the men to back up a little bit. Okay, the convoy is now leaving. I don't see a convoy incoming. That convoy is going that way. That convoy is going that way. They're all going this way, which should give us enough time to take Dunsai. Men, this will not be an easy fight. Battle formation. This is the day we've been working towards. This is the day that we show this barbarian uprising what happens when you stand toe-to-toe against Mother Rome. We're going to give that convoy a little bit more time to get out. All right, men. Forward we march. It is time for the siege of Dunsai. Hold. I'm legless. Whoa. Hey, let me teach you about my best friend here. Oh, what? Right over his head. The aiming on the Pila is a tad off, I've noticed. All right, so I've kept my men far away as to hopefully help them trickle into my men. I want the enemy to trickle out and not rally their full force. It seems that they are slowly working their way out here. Got a Barbarian in the back lines. All right, here come the main force. Prepare yourselves, men. For Rome, we take Dunsai. Now, I am going to get some fighting in here because it is very helpful to help your men. But I do want to keep tabs. There's no incoming convoys. There is no incoming convoys, okay. For Rome! All right. Sneaking up behind them without their shields and just getting them right in the cloth. Nothing I love more than steel on cloth. Man in armor is not your friend. That's when you put the shield up and you give him the stab right in the armpit. See how he bled out of his armpit? I think that is the main of their force. Men, we march. All right. Charge! Clear out the town! Oh, there is a convoy coming. Luckily, it's only a 3 gold convoy, so it shouldn't give us too much trouble as long as we don't take too many losses here. So far, we have actually done very well. We did lose a Tesarius, but we've really only lost five men. Excuse me. Boon's got the burps today. This episode is brought to you by Boon's Burps. Go to boonsburps.com to get you one now. Awesome! And huzzah! For Mother Rome, we have taken the village of Dunsai once again. The unrest is at 73, which is a lot lower than it was. Now, let's take a look here real quick, because if you look, looting will bring us up to 88. Enslaving brings us up to 113. And taxation up to 113. So looting is your best bet for the lowest unrest. The taxation and the enslavement and all that, that's what really pisses them off. But if we can loot them, it is going to raise their unrest, but it is going to give us some silver to try to get out of this deficit we're in. So now we're only negative 200. And we no longer have Dunsai sending raiding parties at us as they were. Men, back to formation. That convoy is incoming. I want to make sure that we are ready to intercept them as well. Look at the men trample the head of this barbarian lord, he thought. Alright, it looks like the convoy is coming from the other side of town. What we're going to do is put our men in marching formation, and we're going to march around the town and intercept them. Yoink child, welcome. Sorry, random guy, but we have already done that. Oh, see you later. I'm in a Benz. hopefully you can join us again tomorrow. That convoy is now inside. We're going to roll back up to the city here and engage them. And they're now leaving town to walk straight into the face of this beautiful, beautiful legion. Oh, that's a big man with an axe. We're going to want to help take care of this guy. I've noticed that the guys with axes seem to hit you even if you got your shield up. I think that axes and the longer weapons have some sort of mechanic where the shield only blocks some of the damage. Wow, look at the sunset on the backs of these Romans. What a glorious day for Rome. We have managed to take Dunsai back from the enemy. We have managed to thwart not one, not two, but 3 gathering of noble lords. The unrest has gone up a little bit. You can see some more oranges here, but I think with the killing of Dunsai, we will see a little bit less. We are going to tell the men to march. We are going to head back to camp and resupply. It has been a good day for Rome. We'll get a few more troops. We'll move some men around, get a new Centurion. We don't have the gold for that yet. Is there a convoy? I would love to get our silver above the negative. That would be ideal. Let's head back to camp. We're going to head back to camp and resupply, let our men heal up, lick their wounds, and then I will head back out to attack a few more convoys to try to get us out of that deficit. But I will say, this has been a glorious day. We're back up from a handful of men. Well, actually, we only had officers at one point. And now we are back up to full strength. Our camp is secure. We have retaken the barbarian capital of Dunsai. And now we are heading back to camp. A proud Roman. Where are you going? We can take him. We can take him. Men about face! Oh, we must, and we must go! Hey, Cooper, thanks for pointing that out. Aurorus and Denarius. Axes can break shields, says Shadow. We'll have to do some tests in our tutorial video. Centurion Fox says, I didn't know if someone said this already, but maybe we could upgrade the weapons. Yeah, I think some new weapons and things like that are going to come into the game. Okay, I can see the convoy there. Men, put out your torches. Battle formation. They're going to walk right into us. We are matching their pace. We're going to outmarch them. And then we're going to turn into them. And here we go. Charge! See, I give the charge command when taking out convoys and things like that because you can just send everybody in after a couple of guys. Sniping Steak, glad to have you with us. We'll see you next time. And hey, look at that. We are officially out of debt until tomorrow when, I have to pay these troops again. So let's head back to camp. Let's resupply our men. What a wonderful victory this has been. We are back on the right track to subjugating this entire island. And now we will do a better job of managing our unrest. We will make sure that we don't overreact, burning down an entire countryside over one man. I don't think it's an overreaction in my eyes. I still stand by my decision. But we are back on our feet. We will push these barbarians back into the north. And I promise we will take this island. And you guys, the Senate, will be with us every step of the way. Thanks, Beast. I'm glad you guys are enjoying it. We love making it. Your Primus Pilus is named Biggest Dickus. That is awesome. Sniping Steak, have a good night. Yeah, I wish there was a way to get silver from gold or something like that. I think the taxation is supposed to be the balance there because, you have to balance money versus unrest, and I think that's the main mechanic. I still see about 30 of you watching, and only 17 of you have strong thumbs. If you have a strong thumb, go right below that video and click that thumbs up. If you have weak thumbs, we feel bad for you. Good night, yoink. We will see you tomorrow. Ah, being promoted to Lord of Britannia. Maybe that's like the end of the game. Or maybe it wouldn't be Lord. It'd be more likely you'd be a governor of Britannia after taking it. Dang straight, Thomas. Look at all those strong thumbs. The Senate has strong thumbs. I mean, how else do you vote? Alright, we are almost back at camp. We have a little bit of silver. I'm not going to spend it on upgrading. We blew most of our nut for the Siege of Dunsai. We're going to try to hang on to our money because we're going to go into the negative again here soon as these men go to get paid in the morning. Unfortunately, we're not going to be able to pay all of them. All hail Governor Boon! That is correct, Borda. Thank you. And we're going to see if we can't... who do we have here? Who is this man? Hiding from a fight? Was he not picked up? No. Who is this man? Lucius Calilius. Don't try to run from me. What is he, in the 7th? He was in the 7th. You guys saw that. We'll deal with him later. Right now, the men need rest. And rest they shall have. If we can, with the silver we do have, though, actually, I'm going to call everyone back to arms for just half a second. We're going to slide everyone in here real quick. We're going to tell them to hold. Why is it doing that? Okay. Let's get everybody turned around here. Can you get... See, this is what I mean. Get out of my way. Like, just everybody get out of the Legate's way, would you? For the love of God. We need something to do besides walking around to control how the men are formed up. The first thing I would like to see is being able to click and point and face the direction of where you want to stand your men. Instead of this bullshit walking around, running in circles, trying to get them to face the right way, I want to be able to middle mouse click and say here and facing that way. And you click and drag and boom, they're facing that way. That would be probably one of the first things I would like to see. We're going to tell our men to hold here because with the little silver we have, before we go broke, we need to definitely promote this Optio to Centurion. That's got to happen. We're going to need a Centurion there, and if we can, we're going to try to assign a new Optio. Oh, we don't have enough silver, but we at least have a Tess. That means we're only missing three of our officers right now. A Tess, a Signifier, and an Optio. We will go ahead and get a few new men to fill in, and we will disband the men again to allow them to rest. Wow, what a day it's been. Ladies and gentlemen, I want to thank you for joining us. This has been a great time. We have taken Dunsai. We have rebuilt our legions up to full strength. We have lowered the unrest in the region. We are working on our economy again, but I think that slowly and surely as we retake places and loot them, that will fund our war. We're going to stick to convoys and things like that. Again, I will be in the Discord after this if you guys want to come hang out. We're going to talk about other game ideas that you guys want to see in a series and things like that. We also want to, like I said, we're going to be coming out with Free Game Fridays this week, so take a look out for that video, and we will see you guys tomorrow. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and remember, have a good evening.